I like to have my own book in the shop, so that motivated me. And now I'm walking and checking all kind of bookshops to see if my book is over there, and sometimes it is. I want to do a PhD project because I always wanted to do that. I would also like to write a history book myself. I suppose that's something to do with the historical sensation. That was what I liked very much about my master thesis and research, to look at all the papers in the archives. And I wanted to have some more fun with that. I think you have then a connection with the past. For example, I read a lot of letters of Johan de Witt. When he wrote a letter, he used sand from the beach to put on the letter to get the surplus on ink from the letter. And when you read those letters now, then you have your whole desk with those beach sand. That's one of the funny things. After I graduated from university, I tried to get some PhD grant, but it didn't succeed. And then I worked in secondary education in the Netherlands. After a few years, this wonderful grant from NWO came by, and I applied for it, and I was granted a grant. So that's how I started. The colleagues at my school, they were very glad for me. The director of my school, he was very willingly and helpful. When there were gatherings at school, they dismissed me when it was not on my working days at school, but on my research days. Now I teach only for 2.5 days, and for 1.5 day I have some other task at my school. Well, yeah, the end of the project, many people warned me for the so-called black hole, but the university was very kind for me, and I could stay there for 1 extra year, 2 days a week, to finish my book. So that helped me to get used to the idea that my work at the university was coming to an end. That gave me a soft landing in the real world again. Rewriting my thesis to a more commercial book, I had to do it all by myself. My promoter was so kind to give me some advice. The chairman of the committee also told me what I should rewrite. I had to do it in the holiday and on my 1 day off in the week. So it took a while, and in the end I was totally fed up with it. But the reward is very high. When I first met my promoter, he warned me that it was a very hard job. So I was a little afraid that holidays were out of the question. Watching TV in the evening was also out of the question, but in practice that was not the case. The project is over a very long period of time, so when you leave your work, you don't always have the feeling that you did so much that day, but a lot of days working, of course, you will do something very useful. I treated it like a 9-to-5 job, and it worked very well for 90% of the time. For me, it's a pity that the project stops. Sometimes it's what was hill up and then hill down, but in general, it was a very nice walk in the park, yeah.